Stop what you're doing right now and look at your dog. Really look, because there's a very real chance that your dog is aging faster than they should be. Not because of their breed, not because of bad genes, because of specific things happening in their daily life right now that science has confirmed accelerate the biological aging process. And the part that is going to stay with you long after this video ends is this. Most of the things aging your dog faster are invisible. They do not show up at the vet. They do not come with a warning. They show up years later when the dog who used to run now barely walks. When the dog who used to learn now cannot remember. When the dog you thought had years left suddenly seems like they are running out of time. By then, the window has already been closing for years. This video is that window, and it is still open right now. Here is the science, and it is uncomfortable. A 2025 study published in Veterinary Sciences examined telomere length in 249 dogs across different living environments and found something that should change how every dog owner thinks about their dog's daily life. Telomeres are the protective caps on the ends of your dog's DNA strands. They are essentially the biological clock inside every cell. Every time a cell divides, telomeres shorten. When they get short enough, the cell stops functioning properly. The cell ages. The organ ages. The dog ages. And the rate at which telomeres shorten is not fixed. It is directly influenced by environment and experience. Dogs living under chronic stress showed accelerated telomere shortening. Dogs with positive social experiences and mental stimulation showed slower telomere attrition. What this means is that two dogs of the same breed, the same age, eating the same food can be biologically years apart in age, depending on how they live. Your dog's biological age is not the number on their collar. It is the sum of everything their daily life is doing to their cells. The first thing aging your dog faster than anything else is chronic stress. And here is the punchline. Your dog is probably stressed right now and you do not know it. Dog stress does not look like human stress. It is not dramatic. It is not obvious. It is a dog who is mildly unsettled by an unpredictable routine. A dog whose nervous system never fully relaxes because loud arguments happen in the house. A dog who has learned that their owner's moods are inconsistent and unpredictable. A dog who spends 8 to 14 hours alone every day with no idea when or if you're coming back. None of these things look like abuse. None of them look like neglect. But at the cellular level, they are all doing the same thing. They are keeping your dog's cortisol elevated. And chronically elevated cortisol is one of the most powerful accelerators of biological aging that exists. It shortens telomeres. It increases inflammation. It suppresses immune function. It accelerates cognitive decline. Chronic stress is not just making your dog uncomfortable. It is taking years off their life at the cellular level. And the most heartbreaking part is that most dogs experiencing this level of chronic stress are loved. They are fed well. They are walked. They are given toys and treats and belly rubs. But the thing their nervous system needs most, safety, predictability, and consistent emotional connection, is the thing most owners never think to prioritize. The second accelerator is chronic inflammation, and this one is hiding inside your dog's food bowl. Chronic inflammation in dogs is almost always lifestyle and diet-driven. A diet high in processed ingredients, ultra-processed commercial foods loaded with preservatives and fillers, keeps the inflammatory response in a permanent state of low activation. Obesity is one of the single most powerful drivers of chronic inflammation in dogs. Research published in the Cells Journal in December 2024 confirmed that inflammation is one of the core hallmarks of accelerated aging in dogs, the same process identified as a primary driver in age-related diseases including canine cognitive dysfunction, joint disease, and cardiovascular decline. What makes this particularly important is what chronic inflammation actually does to your dog's daily experience. It is the reason your aging dog is reluctant to get up from the floor. It is the reason their mood has changed. It is the reason they seem slower, quieter, less themselves. Chronic inflammation is not just a disease risk. It is aging your dog from the inside out every single day. And the most powerful anti-aging intervention available to any dog owner is not expensive. It is not a supplement. It is a quality diet at a healthy weight. That is it. That is the single most evidence-based thing you can do to slow your dog's biological aging right now. The third accelerator is isolation. And this one most dog owners completely underestimate. Dogs are not just social by preference. They are social by biology. Research into canine social bonding has consistently found that genuine connection with their owner triggers oxytocin release in dogs. And oxytocin does not just feel good. It actively suppresses cortisol. It reduces inflammation. It supports immune function. It protects against the very biological processes that accelerate aging, which means every real moment of genuine connection you have with your dog is not just emotionally valuable. It is biologically protective. It is measurably slowing down the rate at which their cells are aging. And conversely, every day your dog spends primarily alone, present in your home but not truly engaged with, is a day those protective biological processes are not happening. And the dog you love is getting older faster than they have to because the one thing that protects them most is something you are capable of giving every single day. The fourth accelerator is what the research calls cognitive under-stimulation. A brain that is not being challenged is a brain that is declining. The 2025 study on telomere length in dogs found a direct link between trainability and positive telomere outcomes. Dogs who were engaged in active training and learning showed better cellular aging profiles than dogs who were not. This is not a coincidence. Learning requires neural activity. Neural activity requires cellular health. And cellular health requires the kind of stimulation that most dogs in most homes simply do not get. Your dog's brain was not built for passive observation of your life. It was built for engagement, problem-solving, discovery, and learning. Denying it those things does not just make your dog bored. It accelerates the neurological aging process in ways that show up years later as cognitive decline, confusion, disorientation, and the gradual loss of the dog you once knew. Here is what all of this means in practice. For things are aging your dog faster than they should be aging. Chronic stress from unpredictability and inconsistency. Chronic inflammation from poor diet and excess weight. Social isolation from insufficient genuine connection. And cognitive decline from under-stimulation. None of these require a vet visit to address. None of them require medication. They require you to show up for your dog differently than most people ever think to. A consistent, predictable routine. A quality diet at a healthy weight. 20 minutes of real daily engagement. And genuine presence when you are with them. Not proximity. Presence. These are not difficult things. They are not expensive things. But they are the difference between a dog who ages at the rate their biology intended and a dog whose cells are running years ahead of their calendar age. Your dog cannot ask you to slow down their aging. They cannot read a research paper about telomeres. They cannot explain that the stress of unpredictability is shortening their cellular clock. They cannot tell you that the isolation is preventing the biological processes that protect their longevity. They just live the life you give them, and their cells age at the rate that life produces. The window to change this is not gone. It is right here, right now, in the dog looking up at you from across the room who has been quietly counting on you to figure this out. If this video changed how you think about your dog's everyday life, subscribe. Because the science of what actually keeps dogs living longer and better is the most important thing any dog owner can understand. And we are just getting started.